Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Beekeeper Tarot. My name is Alan. This is coming to you on the 18th of January, Australian time, which is a Saturday night. It's about 11 p.m. here, so a little bit late, but that's okay. I thought it was earlier. um, so what I wanted to do today, also just to say thank you once again to everybody for supporting the channel, and I appreciate the comments and the subscribers and you being here. So always remember that. That's very important to me that you know that. So yeah. So thanks once again, guys. So what I wanted to talk tonight about was the inauguration of the former president who's about to become the next president, Mr. T, or whatever you want to call him. Um, I just wanted to do a reading about that. So what's happening is apparently the inauguration is going indoors into the Capitol, which I believe there's enough room for 20,000 people to go in there. I'm not totally sure on that. But the thing is that Trump has said he wants it to be indoors because he's worried about people being facing the cold weather, and because apparently there's a storm coming down from the Arctic down into the USA, or at least into Washington. So that's what he said. Uh, I don't want to look into the reasons behind it because I just don't think that's going to be productive for what I want to do on this channel. And to be honest, I don't care what he thinks. Um, Entertainment only YouTube. What I wanted to read about was just kind of the best way for us to deal with the inauguration and his the administration, the upcoming, pardon me, Trump administration. Um, just the best way to kick off that we can deal with that, just from a esoterical point of view. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today. So I'll be shuffling the cards very shortly. Come on down, guys. So, what's, as a collective spirit, what's the best way for us to deal with Trump's inauguration? What's the best advice, spirit, for us to deal with Trump's inauguration? What's the best advice, spirit, to deal with Trump's inauguration? What's the best advice, spirit, to deal with Trump's inauguration? Okay. Nine of Swords. Okay. Two of Swords. Knight of Swords. Judgment. Wow. Four of Wands. Okay, folks, come on up. Okay, folks, so this is what I'm getting. So the first card out is the Nine of Swords, and I'm using Lena's and Sienna's One World Tarot. So hi Lena if you're watching, and Sienna. Yeah, so there's two parts to this. This is the Nine of Swords, and we've got the Two of Swords underneath it. So what I'm getting from that is we I'll hold them up like this. Okay. We've got a choice whether we choose to let this worry ourselves sick about it. We actually have that choice. And I think the danger for us as a collective is to go into this administration with our blindfolds on and, you know, just having absolute fear without looking at the facts. I think that's a choice that we actually have to make. And I think it's really important for us to choose to be aware of what's going on, but not to be obsessed with it. That's my honest vibe about that. Because if we just, it's very easy to go into a state of panic and to a state of fear and whatever. It's going to be really easy to go to this really dark place of the Nine of Swords, like really easy, where we're stressed and losing sleep, and it's interfering with our lives and interfering with our work because we're not getting enough rest. That's our choice. I'm just saying it as I'm getting the cards. That's the choice, I think, as a collective that we need to make. And in that way, that's our judgment. And this is going to be a wake-up call, not only for the USA, but for the rest of the world, because I mean, even in Australia, we have a strong relationship with the USA. Um, but this is a wake-up call, and it's a divine calling for us as well, just to be just to be vigilant, just to be vigilant, but not obsessed. Because I do think with this Knight of Swords, so in the reading, the Knight of Swords is going backwards. So there's going to be a lot of rhetoric coming out from entertainment only YouTube. I'm but a humble tarot reader from Australia. There's going to be a lot of rhetoric and a lot of stuff in the media that's going to be immature, right? And I think that's also too, we actually have that choice of what we let in and what we don't let in, because it's going to happen. The inauguration is going to happen, and Trump is going to go into the White House, and the light of his administration and of his it's going to shed light on him as a person, and there is going to be definite change and a sudden change with regards to the government. And right now, not everything is going to be out in the open. There's going to be some hidden agendas as we are walking away from the Biden administration. And in a way, it's going to feel like the end, right? But the thing is with the Ten of Swords, like it's not going to get any worse than this. Do you know what I mean? Like you can see that the sun is starting to rise up, and there's the phoenix. And I kind of think sometimes if I just go back to the tower, where's the tower? It's just going to be a change. It's going to be a change that we didn't really want. So just hold on to your money, hold on to your values, keep yourself grounded, get on with your daily life with the full, just do your own stuff. Don't become obsessed with what's going on. In that way, you're going to make your own fortune, create your own fortune, and be kind and honest to yourself. Look for opportunities that you can make your own fortune. This is going to be a worldwide event. It's going to affect the world that we are now unfortunately dealing with the devil. So I've just pulled all those cards off the bottom of the deck, and they've kind of told a story for me at least. So I do think that we're going to be in for a bumpy ride, but as I said, my advice, well, not my advice, my thing before was, I'm just going to pause to find those cards again. 2 seconds, guys. But like I said, folks, before, like with the Nine of Swords, I'm just repeating myself here, and the Two of Swords. It's our decision how we deal with it, and it's our decision of whether we become consumed with worry. I think what's also really important is that we stay connected with each other. And I know a lot of other readers have said this, and I've got to be honest, I'm feeling this too. I think we're all feeling it. There's a real drain of energy right now. And the energy is just really, really, really bizarre right now. It's almost tangible. So I can definitely speak for myself that I'm definitely feeling the drain of this. But we know that there's going to be a lot of rhetoric coming out, because when it comes to 45, that's what he does. There's going to be lots of tweets and lots of messages coming out. I think that was the Knight of Swords. Let me just try and find that card again, so, guys. Sorry. Like we know, folks, that there's just going to be a lot of crap coming out of his mouth. We know that. So I think it's also going to be a point of like choosing what you listen to, And I always think with regards to these sort of situations, like it's just best to read your news. Like don't have your news on all the time, just switch off and spend time with yourself, spend time with your family, or spend time with your significant others. Like go for a walk in the park if you can, or just try and get in touch with nature, even if you're watching videos on YouTube, like, wildlife videos on YouTube, um, whatever it is that you want to do, or, and I do have a couple of videos of driving and things on my channel. If that is kind of what will relax you, you can watch those, but there's obviously no obligation to. But, find things in the midst of all of this that you can do that will make yourself happy. And just remember, it's really important to stay connected with people, even like, through the internet and through, your either Facebooks or through your esoterical communities, or emailing the readers, or, families, or staying in touch with your family that are like-minded, and friends, or your partner, or anybody that's significant in your life, like your parents or your children or anybody. Just make sure that you're not going through this alone, because a lot of us are feeling this, but this is going to be the beginning of however long 45 is going to be, um, the president. And I kind of don't want to get into that. Um, I personally don't think he's going to fulfill his full term, but that's just what I think. I don't know. I'm just a tarot reader, but that's just what I feel intuitively. But, and I certainly don't wish him any harm. I don't wish anybody any harm. But getting back to the question of mine, the two cards that are staying up with me are, to be vigilant, sorry, as the is to not be consumed with the worry of it. Like, just make that choice. You know what? I'm gonna take that blindfold off. I'm gonna look at the reality rather than going into it just with blind fear. Just take that blindfold off and just make your own choices. Make the choices that are best for you and own your own decisions, and do what you can. Because right now it's still early days. There's been a lot of talk about what he may or may not do, and I've heard, rumors about, all these executive orders he's going to sign, and this and that and that and the other. Um, we just have to wait and see what happens. We just got to wait and see, and then we can deal with it when it happens. But it's pointless going into it with blind worry. It's not gonna solve anything. It's gonna just, put pressure on ourselves and on our relationships, and that's not what's good to do with that. So, um, it is what it is, unfortunately. But like I said, just keep in touch with people and own your own narrative. You know what I mean? And be selective of what you listen to, because, like I said before, I think that, and this is just what I'm feeling, like, don't be aware of what's going on, but don't be obsessed with it. Like I said, don't let 45 live rent free in your head, because there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out. And in a way, it's going to be like confronted with wave after wave after wave after wave, right? And what you can do with waves, if it's big or you don't want to deal with it, just dive under it, because so much stuff that he says will just wash over, you know. That's just what he does. And so I think in that way, we're going to preserve ourselves emotionally, because we're not having to face, he said this morning, and he tweeted this last night, and then he made this comment here, and he said this thing here, and he said this thing there, and then at 2 o'clock he said this, and then half past 3 he changed that, and then he retweeted something at midnight. It's probably going to be like that, but it's okay to switch off. It's okay to have a read and think, okay, well, that's going on. Can I change it? No. Just be aware of it, but like I said, just do not let it dominate your life. And stay in touch with your friends, and stay in touch with the people that care about you, and stay in touch with this community, and we will support each other, because we're all feeling it. It's just crazy right now. And by giving yourself those breaks from the news and going on those walks, and like I said, by being vigilant but not obsessive with it, that I think is a good way to be mindful and to conserve energy, because we're going to need it. We're really going to need it. So that's my vibe, guys, for what it's worth. Just a short and quick video, but that's what I'm feeling. So I hope that helps somebody out there. And you take care, guys, and I'll be back soon. Okay, bye.